Hello everybody, welcome back to my Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Azata playthrough. We are at the gates of Threshold. I was going to rest before going in, but I can't. As you can see down here, I tried a few times. So we'll go for as long as we feel like it's working and then rest on the inside. We've lost some of our buffs, but we'll see how things go once we're inside. But yeah, let's not waste time. At the gates of Threshold, the darkness is dense and vicious, like a brew in a cauldron. The darkness seems to devour all light pouring in from outside. But the danger lies not only within. The companions you don't take into the final battle will remain here to guard the approach to Threshold, and they must be ready to fight as well. Okay, actually. In that case... let's just have a quick... There was some bits of gear I was thinking of dishing out to people. Nenio's fairly well equipped already. Social? I'm sure I've got some better rings and things that I can give you than what you've got. Well, Ring of Protection 5 is better anyway, isn't it? Any gloves that you want? Tell you what, let's do Sealer first. How many physical perfections do I have? So that's physical perfection 4. You can have display of power and the soaring fist. Why not? Get some constitution up. You've got charisma plus 4. I'm gonna give social the charisma plus 6. You've all got the highest capes. Tell you what, social, you can have this because you're wielding a two-handed weapon. Is that really the best? What is it? Glaive. Soul Shear actually is worse. Fair enough. Is there anything better? Oh, what am I worrying about? Everyone's going to be fine. Just give them some good basic stuff. There you go, take a belt of giant strength. Grey boy, you might as well have a belt of physical... Take a belt of physical flow plus 6. You're over your max dexterity in that armor. Whatever. They're all fine. They're fine. They can handle themselves. Just give them slightly better rings and so you take those and then take the venerated champion. There you go. And yeah, take the braces of dominance too. Why not? Is there any other gnome hook hammers that I've got? Wrecking Devil. Okay, I prefer Crushing Burden to Wrecking Devil. You're all fine, you're all good. Oh, horse could be better. Hold on. Horse could be way better. Yeah, take the belt of physical form. Take the knee pads. That's all good enough. Oh, Charlie, you're way behind. Tell you what, take the gore attack helmet. Good enough. I've given Ivu Shy Lily's helmet to get an extra buff to her strength. Right, everyone's fine. We're a solid team. We don't have to worry. Look into the darkness. For a moment you think you can see blurred silhouettes inside, but then you realise that it was just your eyes playing tricks on you. Whatever is lurking in this darkness, it now lies low, waiting for you. We'll sing the Song of Elysium. Threshold was a prison once, and it remains a prison now. May these grim walls crumble along with all the evil they gave birth to. Another voice joins your song, then another and another. Soon all the free crusaders are singing, and then joining the choir are your soldiers, allies and companions. The melody grows, rises, becomes stronger. It soars like the wind, and the walls of the ancient prison seem to shudder, unable to withstand the song's power until they crumble away, along with the darkness within. Nice. Woljif, Ember, Dayron, Arushale, Ulbrich. The dream team. Good to go. Is this us singing the Song of Elysium? It's weird that we couldn't rest out here. I did look around to see if there was any, like, oh, you have to interact with the bed or something to rest, but I couldn't see anything. Yay! I hope that the rest of our companions do... It says that they have to be prepared to fight as well, so I'm hopeful that they will be involved. It would be cool. They all showed up in different spots or leading different units. Okay. Let's go. You hear the sound of laughter, and then the lady in shadow begins to speak. You do not disappoint me, my chosen. Your performance has been flawless. I hope you will continue to impress me, and that you will do what needs to be done in the end. Stop playing games. I do not belong to you, and neither will my victory. Sure, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. What do you want from me? Isn't it customary among mortals for a noble lady to bless her knight before the final battle? Well, why can I not do the same? Do you know what lies ahead? Better than anyone, and yet not well enough. You are about to confront the most lethal, powerful, and capable servant I've ever had. She is unmatched in her abilities, but you are her creation, her masterpiece. You are the only one who stands a chance of stopping her. The creation must surpass the creator. If you truly desire victory, why don't you join the battle yourself? Why? You are doing perfectly well on your own. Everything is going exactly as I had hoped. I have to go. In the past, you have rejected my profane gift, but the situation is different now. You face a dangerous enemy, and you will need all the help you can get. So for the first time in the many ages of my existence, I will offer my patronage a second time. You spurned me once, but now I will ask you again. If you accept my power, I will protect you during your fight against Areelu Vorlesh. If you refuse, you will face her alone and die. What will you choose? I don't need your gift. You will regret your decision. In your moment of defeat, you will remember the victory that could have been yours. But your keen insight pleases me. You are defiant, headstrong, and driven, just like me. I do not yield to the power of others. I refuse to give up my independence, and it seems that you are the same. We have so much in common. It is possible that you are more deserving of my gift than the obedient servants who subjugate themselves to my will. Yes, I think I will give you my gift after all. I have woven this wreath from the darkest, most insidious shadows of the abyss. Wear it as a sign of my respect. Nocticula falls silent, but you hear a pure, clear voice, the voice of Iomade. Her words resound in your ears like a roll of thunder. You have made the right choice. Your soul has the strength and fortitude to cast aside the Lady in Shadow's lies. There is hope for you yet. I wish you good future, Crusader. Go forth and do what must be done. What's Darkness Caress? No, newest to oldest, not oldest to newest. Headband of Perfection +8 allows its wearer to add their charisma bonus to all damage dealt by range weapons. Well, that's good. Although we already have a +8 enchantment on everything, so we don't really need that. We should give it to somebody who has good charisma. We should give it to Areelu, because she also uses ranged weapons. That seems like a good choice. I don't think I'm wrong there, giving that to Areelu. That seems very good. We already have Razmir. No, yeah, Razmir's Mask is a +8 enchantment to all ability scores. Alright, let's see how we do pre-rest. Oh, you're giving us a chance to do stuff? Would if you still have your... Yeah, you still have your mutagen. Oh, that was a waste. I shouldn't have quickened that. Oh well. Darren, do Burst of Glory. Shield of Law. Divine Power. Prayer will probably start the fight, so hold off on prayer for now. Go. Oh yeah, turn on your weapon enchantment.
Cover me, all right?
Well, they've got high AC. That one was immune to whatever we did there. That's not great.
I will resist.
What are they? What are their immunities? Physical damage from weapon, of course. The most annoying immunity in the whole game. Oh, there's a swarm on top of them. That's why that's happening the way it's happening. I didn't see the swarms. I meant to shoot the big ones, not the swarms. Okay, Ember. We want to have you use fire. Tell you what, you just move up. You're out of quickens. So we'll use the persistent rod and try and kill the succubus. Perfect. Then use the Grandmaster rod and do a Hellfire Ray on this guy. Perfect. Ulbrig, death from above. Oh, did you not get a full? Oh, that's why that's not turned on. Yeah, keep hurting your own guys. I'm fine with that. Ivu, breath weapon. And then Darren, firestorm. Swarm's dealt with. Lovely. Just do a normal attack round. Perfect. That guy's still running away. Let's just let him come back. He's going to turn around again, isn't he? Yeah. At least he's more within range now. Okay, another Grandmaster's Rod Ember, another Hellfire Ray. Oh, we found more. That's fine. Instrument of Freedom, Ulbrig, Death from Above. Good start. Areelu, you can just come over here. Get an animal growth going. Ulbrig, you can come. Not Ulbrig, sorry. Woolgif, you can come over here. Give yourself a mirror image. Ember, come stand here. And Fire Snake. 202 damage. That's lovely. Yeah, they're going to do no damage, but we've got Darren. Firestorm, Darren. I mean, it makes sense. This area's got a lot of locusts. It is Discari, after all, isn't it? Oh, it's only death from above that does damage because there's bonus. There's bonus holy damage from charging, isn't there? Great. We've got the first room done. Let's just keep going. Oh. Hold on. Where's Woolgif?
This is my kind of work.
Always watch your back.
Commander, are these demons bothering you? May I remove them? Oh, was that Regil? I got the voice wrong.
Stab their backs.
Oh no, it's Zorgs. It's that kid. I was wondering if he'd come back. Nice.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Okay, Ulbrig, death from above. Go get them right at the back. Oh, actually I should have done the Baylor, shouldn't I? Baylor probably would have been more useful. I don't really have much idea about what Espionage Master does. It says instant kill somewhere in there. Don't kill Zorgs. Try a persistent instant kill. Perfect. Oh, Hellfire Ray won't do anything. Try another persistent. No, it didn't work. Great. Everyone just stab the Veil off. Nice to see you, Zorgs. Oh, it's not over yet. I thought we were done. You can't run her down. This succubus is bailing. Yeah, I wish the fight ended when they were a certain amount of distance away, because it does make this hunting down fleeing enemies can be a little irritating when they're freaking out. I have no idea how big this dungeon's going to be. Don't know if this will be a one episode, this could be the final episode. That would be nice. Can you death from a... She's not even in the thing anymore. Okay, but Zorgs is still fighting her. There she is, there she is. And she's got friends now.
I'll loot your corpse.
Oh, we just triggered another group. That's going to be a problem with people running away, isn't it? That will trigger multiple groups at once. Not a particularly worrying problem though, given how we're doing. Easy. Perfect, Areelu, Ulbrig. Oh, you can't death from above everyone because you don't have proper. Oh, you don't have the full movement. That's why. Look after yourself, Zorgs. Don't get yourself killed. Darren, Firestorm. No, I'll do 2 Firestorms. Let's make this quick. Get rid of both the swarms that way. Hellfire Ray, this guy, the Galu. At least none of this group is running away.
Prepare yourself.
What bow is she using? Areelu. She's using Killing Pace, good. I was going to say, she better not be using the Deadeye one. are taking damage. Shouldn't ignore that.
Your death awaits.
Time to share your treasures.
Come on. Thank you. Right, I want to go back and check. How you doing, Zorgs? Perhaps you were surprised that we met so soon. In my wanderings, I received an answer to the question of who I am, but I do not know what to do with this truth. Okay, mate. Glad you found some answers, anyway. You just come here of your own accord? Okay, we're gonna rest now. I'd like to get a full kind of buff set up. Oh, we're resting for 13 hours. Hold on. Hold on, if we're resting for 13 hours, how much longer do we have on the taco? 21 hours. Perfect. That means, in theory, we can change this to something else. Let's make the acorn pie. Oh, no chit-chat. Fair enough. Nobody's got anything to say, given that we're here. Right, so we should still have... No. For some reason it got rid of the taco, even though we still had a time... It got rid of all of our buffs, even though we had time on it. That I don't really understand. But, oh well, I'll just make sure that next time we rest we make the taco, and that we try to rest before... Elven notes? Hold on. You already found all of the storyteller's book though. Anyway, let's buff up. Okay. Back to full strength. Well, nearly full strength, seeing as we didn't get our taco. But other than that, back to decent strength. Oh, the taco? I'm saying, yeah, the taco really makes a difference. But we should still be fine. I'm not sweating yet. We can always squeeze another rest in. This place is weird. Is it only destroyed like this because we did the Azata thing before we started? No one coming to help us this time, apparently. Which is unfortunate. Haste. Oh, you can't do... Okay, you can come here. And then do quickened haste. Nice crit. You can do Hellfire Ray. Do it on the Locust Swarm. Darren. You can't do anything. You're fully prepared. Yep. Okay, now charge. There's no one you can charge. Just go over here and sit by these guys. Now, kill the Marilyn.
Cover me.
Close, but not quite enough. Very good, Warjiff. Very good. Okay, Ember. Overwhelming presence. Of course they're immune. At least you got the succubus, but that's a bit annoying. Oh, and you missed the succubus as well. Darren, Firestorm. That did basically nothing. Oh, these things do pound quite hard. I don't think we've ever lost this much health on random mobs. Okay, death from above, Albrig. Come on, you're missing sixes. That was a terrible round. Roll-wise.
Stab their backs.
Okay, Nest, come give him a stab. You too, Warjiff. Oh, everyone's AC is rubbish today. Or just these guys have... Sorry, not everyone's AC is bad. Everyone's hit chance is bad. Okay, she's going to bail. Try and kill her. Perfect. Hey Darren, I want a group heal. Perfect. Ivu. Bite him. These guys like pounding me with magic, don't they? Okay, Albrig is staggered. It's annoying. Okay, Nest. Do another vampiric touch and make it a dimension strike. Perfect. And you finish it off if you can. Perfect. Thank you, Warjiff. Arushale. Keep shooting. Keep missing. No matter. Do the Grandmaster Rod, Ember. He's got some good damage in. Didn't quite kill it, but good enough. Ivu, can you finish the job? You should have been... Okay, you did. Well done. Oh, it's this guy. The Marilyn. Grab that. Let's do another heal, please, Darren. Get everyone up to max.
Ask nicely. Pretty good, aren't I?
Perfect. Let's keep going. Where are all the enemies at? I'm going to presume that this area looks like this because of the Azata path. Whatever this is, this looks important. It's a quick save. Oh, I never put Nest's mask back on, did I? No. I had to take Rasmir's mask off for the buffing because it causes reflection on spells. I forgot to put it back on. Of course I did. Integrity compromised. Planar balance factor displaced. Maintain the structure at any costs. Maintain the structure. Imelzen. The quivering pile of metal bears little resemblance to a living creature. The voice that addresses you is the only sign of its sentience. Identification process complete. Crusaders recognized. Crusaders are enemies of Areelu Vorlesh. Initiating protocol. Communication with a potential ally. Step 1. A request. Crusader, I ask you to attack and kill me. Who are you? Who are you? Name, Imelzen. Creature type, inevitable. Wow. Status, prisoner. Objective, termination. Why do you want me to kill you? Necessity. My existence sustains the energies and the integrity of the Threshold Fortress. The Threshold Fortress protects Areelu Vorlesh. Conclusion. My existence sustains the enemies of order. My existence must be terminated. Obstacle. Existing protocols. Self-destruction is prohibited. Self-defense is permitted. If you attack me, you will activate my self-defense protocols. I will defend myself. I will be destroyed in battle. This scenario fulfills the objective and does not contradict existing protocols. Conclusion. The Crusaders need to reach the most secure areas of the Threshold Fortress. My death will cause the collapse of Threshold's defences. Therefore, the Crusaders must terminate my existence in order to achieve their objective. Risk assessment. My death may cause some of the fortress's exterior structures to collapse. It may become difficult to return to the entrance of the fortress. Can you explain to me in detail what will happen if you die? Chaos will prevail. The defensive and load-bearing magical structures that sustain the integrity of Threshold will be destroyed. There is a high risk that the fortress's exterior walls and gates will collapse. However, my death will also destroy the defences around the heart of Threshold, where Areelu Vorlesh is situated. The heart of Threshold is the heart of the Worldwound. This location is currently inaccessible to the Crusaders. Therefore, the Crusaders require my termination. I want to ask you some questions. Initiating protocol. Provide information to a potential ally. I am ready to respond. How did you get here? I was on a deep reconnaissance mission. I was sent by the Axiomites of Axis to investigate a strange new disturbance in the Threshold Fortress, but I was captured by Areelu Vorlesh and her demonic allies. Since then, I have remained both her prisoner and her test subject. The inevitable essence is used to stabilize the structures that sustain the Threshold Fortress. What can you tell me about Threshold? The Threshold Fortress is the central location of the load-bearing magical structures that enable the Worldwound's existence. The Threshold Fortress is the most stable part of the wound, the only part that is minimally affected by the principal chaos of the Abyss. This paradox should not lead to confusion. The Threshold Fortress remains in a state of quiescence. But this is not its natural state. Areelu Vorlesh uses external sources of power to prevent its destabilization. This is the purpose I unwillingly serve. I supply the power necessary to sustain the Threshold Fortress. What can you tell me about Areelu? Areelu Vorlesh, formerly a mortal woman, now a half-demon in possession of mythic powers. Threat level, comparable to demon lords. Psychological profile, extremely unstable. Her capacity for deep analysis and understanding coexists with her predisposition to manias and fixations. Conclusion. Areelu Vorlesh is an enemy of order and is therefore subject to termination. What can you tell me about the Worldwound? A comprehensive amount of all the data I've collected on this phenomenon will take, by my calculations, 4 days, 6 hours and 35 minutes. An account of this duration is unacceptable under the current circumstances, proceeding to recount key points, and key points only. Point 1. The Worldwound is an artificially created planar rift. It is an intersection between the material plane and the plane of the abyss. The Worldwound allows demons to travel freely from the abyss to Golarion, and it also creates a favourable environment for magical cataclysms, anomalies and phenomena. Point 2. The Worldwound's existence was only made possible as a result of the criminal acts of Areelu Vorlesh. On 2 occasions, she conducted a ritual to bind a mortal soul, once with the essence of the abyss and once with a demonic soul. The soul-binding ritual acts as the framework for the intersection of the planes. If this ritual is reversed, the soul will be severed from its bond, and the material plane will be severed from the abyss. This process will likely result in the termination of the bonded soul. The prognosis for its owner's survival, unfavourable. Point 3. The Worldwound is an unprecedented violation of world order, and a powerful weapon of chaos. The Worldwound must be removed at all costs. I have no more questions. So I guess we have to fight this guy. It says we won't be able to go outside anymore. Is it worth us go? I mean, we did find those elven notes, but I feel like they're just a spare in case you miss one. Because we finished the elves' line of... Like, we finished a conversation with him, didn't we? Let's just plough through. I'll grant your request. Let's fight. I thank you, ally. It will be an honour to die in battle. Is this guy an Aeon or something? Lawful neutral outsider. Certainly has an Aeon vibe. Okay, let's just hit him. Oh, he's gonna be easy. that's not. I'm not worried.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Oh well, maybe spoke too soon, but carry on. Hellfire rate. Oh, this is gonna be fine. Fire snake. Oh, we couldn't even loot him. We just got sucked through. Oh, get out of the demiplane. Okay, we're in a whole new area. That's good to know. Okay. Bookcases are acting weird. Shards of several dozen large diamonds. They appear to have been used in an unsuccessful attempt to cast spells. An empty stand that may have once held a large crystal. A simple diagram of a tower next to a quick sketch of a room with a large crystal in the centre. Papers with erratically scribbled calculations and formulas. The words "I promise" are written repeatedly in the margins. A resurrection scroll that has been ripped to pieces. Oh. What's going on? I do not like this weirdness. Okay. I wash my hands of this weirdness. Yeah, so in terms of plans for what I'm going to do after this, for one, oh, hello. I'll talk about this later then. Something about this strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, yet you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said. but you can only make out a few words. Finally, cease witch. I promise, I promise.
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why? Why?
Areelu's silhouette looks just as surreal as the sounds that fill this space. She is not looking at you and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there is no trace of the hostility she showed you at the entrance of the fortress. I need answers.
Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life?
Areelu barely seems to hear you. After a while, she turns towards you as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment and her expression changes. The tiredness in her eyes gives way to a cold, hard resolve. Knock yourself out. A villain monologuing in her evil stronghold. Wouldn't want to miss that. Areelu cringes slightly but ignores your mockery.
This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the Worldwound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand. Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge, and I suppose there is some truth to that. I did have reason for revenge. You've been to this secret part of my laboratory and know what I'm talking about. Or at least you have an inkling.
Her child was killed by, witch hunters.
My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Areelu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my daughter away from the din of the crowd and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise.
Nothing can justify the killing of a child.
I am not concerned with whether it was justified or not, or with the application of morality, the law, or the teachings of any god. Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my daughter. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment, and had been sent on the path determined by the gods, into the abyss.
Oh, that's rough.
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers, not against those who had murdered my child, not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny, death, and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my daughter to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys, nor death itself, could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free. And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the Worldwound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my daughter's soul and give her a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming her again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my daughter's soul, like the soil accepts a seed. I thought that I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of her soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect her forever. That I could tear her away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
The strange reverberating echoes of the demiplane fall silent. All you can hear now is Areelu's sad, quiet voice. Oh. Mythic powering up again. Nice, this is our last one. What feat do we want? Piranha Strike Mythic will probably be good for us. Or Improved Initiative Mythic. Let's do Piranha Strike Mythic. Unless there's not an extra mythic ability that we could want, is there? Yeah, we'll go Piranha Strike Mythic. We'll take Zippy Magic. And, oh, some more spells. Let's take Forced Repentance, although I doubt we'll use it. We'll take Castigate Mass. Actually, we'll take Command Greater. We'll take... You surround yourself by a soporific aroma that causes all living creatures within 5 feet of you to make a successful will saving throw each round or fall asleep for 1 minute. Sure, we'll take Cloak of Dreams, why not? Then level 7. Is that a new... No, we already have level 7 spells. Let's take Power Word Blind. Let's do the whole group. Woolgif. What do you, what would be good for you? At this point it doesn't feel as important really. Could take Weapon Focus for Dagger. I could give him Archmage Armor, because he can cast that on himself. I think he's fine though. We'll take... We'll take Weapon Focus Dagger. Ember? Anything that's... We've got Favoured Meta Magic Bolster. Have School Mastery. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Could give her Archmage armor. Let's do School Mastery Enchantment. Darren. I want to improve your chance to hit with the rapier. You can get Weapon Focus Mythic Rapier. Areelu. Let's give her Improved Initiative Mythic. And finally, Ulbrig. Boom, boom, boom. We'll give you Improved Initiative Mythic too. How are we doing buff-wise? Yeah, we still got plenty of time. Tell you what, do Joy of Life. And then Instrument of Freedom, why not? Areelu, give yourself Sense Vitals. Wargif, let's give us all haste please. Turn off Quicken. Ulbrig, all good? Yep, you can just wait. Fenris, get in there. Burst of Glory, Darren. And finally, Ember. You have to move to do all of those, don't you? You don't have to move to do this, though. Phantasmal Killer. Oh, mate, I'm amazed that worked. Brilliant.
I'll loot your corpse.
Everyone just pick on this Marilyn. Oh, is the fight still count as going on? Oh yeah, these ones are coming over. Understood. Ulbrig, Death from Above. Perfect time for it. Wow, these things have good AC. Don't even want to think about what this is like on Unfair. Hellfire rate? Oh, I shouldn't have done. I should have turned off reach. My bad. Bum, 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 bum. I love this bit of music. Yeah, Ness, you just run round. Bring it down, Areelu. Come on. They just throw spells out as well. It's no wonder they're tough. Come on, guys. You can do it. Okay. Ulbrich, death from above the succubus. At least you can easily kill that one. No luck. Okay, Darren, come here and heal. And the Hellfire Ray. No, don't maximize it actually. Give it another one. These things are bulky. They like that tsunami spell as well, don't they? Okay, Nest. Dimension Strike. Force Punch. Brilliant. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Ulbrich death from above again. Apparently we're already out of the demi-plane, even though we're... Oh, if these don't go anywhere, maybe it is just an easy exit. Anyway, so what I was going to say was, I think I've learned from doing this that trying to stick to a daily release thing is not very sustainable. Because I think that's part of why I've been so exhausted and just generally not feeling well the last few weeks, is I was using up most of my free time to try and do this every day, and then was not feeling good long term. So I think I'll be a bit more relaxed with the next game. I'll be a bit more relaxed with my how often I upload. I'll still try and do maybe a couple a week. Oh, yeah, we'll take his gear. And I think I'm going to do Persona 3. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about giving a go at the moment. It's completely new to me. Like I've played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale quite a lot. But other than that, I have no idea. So I guess I know the general vibe of what the game is, but I have no idea of any sort of story beats or anything. All I know is that people shoot themselves in the head to awaken their persona. You should not have
come here. I, Areelu Vorlesh, the one you called the betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death. Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Curse you, mortal scum! You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
Why is Karamzadeh getting so much screen time? He's basically the main villain of the military line, and then he's also... Oh, the B team. The B team's actually doing stuff. Is Trevor not part of the B? Why is Trevor not involved? He's over here. Okay. Great, well you head over this way. Oh, the storyteller's got weird. That's perfect. None of these guys are buffed up. Let's see if our friends can pull their weight. Why are they all hanging out, just waiting by the door? That's not ideal. Okay, Paralictor's down. So I guess Trevor is someone that we control. Just can't see him on the list. I want it to be Nenio's turn. Nenio's definitely the most prepared for this. Whoa. Hell Knight Axiomatic, Flaming Burst, or Unholy. Might as well use Onslaught. Okay, Nenio, first off. I would like a quickened haste. And then weird. Aw, didn't work. Social. Legendary proportions yourself. Then do Visions of Madness. Didn't overcome the spell resistance. Okay, we just lost a mongrel. Oh, Greyball didn't get hasted, did he? Greyball, I want you to focus on Karamzadem. Study the target too. But you can't charge him. But you just go and stand next to Karamzadem then. Okay, okay. Smite Evil on Karamzadem. Why can't you move it? That shouldn't count as a spell. Oh, Queen Galfrey. I thought you'd do better, if I'm being honest. Oh, the game wasn't joking when it said they had to be prepared. If I knew we were going to do all this, I would have spent more time giving them better gear. Nothing I can do about it now. Okay, Reggie lost a turn. That's annoying. Should I do quicken? Yeah, do a quicken. Or yeah, try Phantasmal Killer again. Brilliant. And then you haven't got any heals, have you, Nenio? Okay, give Social Heroism. Okay, Social, just try hit it. Oh, you roll bad. Okay, Grey Ball. Go nuts on Kramzadem. Okay, you did some damage. That's good. Oh! Calm down. I don't expect Grey Ball to get one hit.
It isn't my time yet.
Oh, King Alfred's being stubborn. We like that? The storyteller's arguably pulling more weight than all of my companions at the moment.
I will fight to them.
Why is Regil out of action? He's dazed. Okay. Nenio. Where's a good spot for weird? Give it a try here. No good. Okay. In that case... Heroism Regil. He might come back into the fight in a minute. Social, you keep attacking the Drachnai. Come on, roll better than... You can roll a 12. That should be doable. Storyteller, come on, do good. Oh yeah, Kramzadem does not mess about. Here, lay hands on self.
The light, take you.
Come on, Sealer. Come on, you can do better than that. Maybe you can't.
It isn't my time yet.
Galfrey, what is with you? Why can you just keep going? Irabeth, you're not doing that great either, unfortunately. Whoa, Regil! Regil, I need you to stop killing, killing our party members. Okay, Phantasmal Killer. Oh, come on. Trevor, at least you're doing alright. Battle Rage. Use Battle Rage on yourself, Social. Okay, at least you hit once.
This'll leave a bruise.
Yeah, sealer's down. This is going to be uncomfortably close. I doubt that the game will fail if... Like, I doubt it will count as a game over if we lose this, but it might create some negative effects. So I'm really hoping we don't lose. Regil, you better chill out, bro. Still confused, okay. Oh, there's this greater bolster. Ugh. Good work, Trevor. You're actually being quite reliable. Oh wait, you've got yeah, do inspiring command.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Okay, you're not doing terribly.
I've seen this.
Wow. Okay, we're not doing well. We've got Regil back. Regil is back. This is better news. Turn on Onslaught and then charge the Baylor. Nenio, we need some successful weirds to go off, please. It's our best bet in this current situation. Trevor, you are doing well. Respect. Thank you, storyteller. I'm less worried about a single Baylor. Although if you're going to turn everyone against each other, that's not amazing. Okay, Onslaught, Smite Chaos, full round attack. That's better. Okay, Nenio. You know what? Just do Hellfire Ray on the Dratnai soldier. That was more effective. Perfect. Well done, Trevor. Social, keep doing Battle Rage on yourself. You know what? Turn off Power Attack.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you. I can still fight.
There better not be another round. that was awful. I hope that is the only fight we have to do outside. Or if we have to do another fight outside, I hope that they get a full heal, because we're not in a good state. Greyball went down in one hit. To the end. The forces of the Abyss are gathering to strike the commander in the back. Her allies, who are holding the line at the gates of Threshold, are determined not to let a single demon inside the fortress, but the strongest are not with them. They were taken by the commander for the final push. Okay, so we succeeded that. Reach the end. Only a few last steps left, and the heart of Threshold will reveal itself to you. Make haste. Should I maybe do one more rest? This area looks quite big. Guess maybe there won't be other enemies waiting for us.
The mortal who ventured recklessly into the abyss has now reached threshold. In Iz, you struck down my creator and master Discari, but if that makes you dismissive of his echo, if you think I do not pose a threat, then you are greatly mistaken.
The echo of Discari tilts his head to the side thoughtfully. Despite his calm demeanor, his voice quivers with anticipation. Where is Discari? Is he too afraid to fight me personally?
Master is in the abyss, in his realm. No, he does not wish to meet with you yet. A demon lord cannot afford 2 deaths in succession. It will kill them permanently.
The echo lets out some kind of strange scream that sounds like the screech of a bird. So yeah, he is afraid. That's, I'm sure you're not enjoying that, Echo. Out of my way.
No, I'm not afraid of your threats, and there's nothing you could offer me that would make me withdraw. He lost to you. He lost. The great Discari himself lost to a mortal. So what happens if I succeed where the great lord failed? If an echo destroys the one its originator could not defeat, who would that make me? What would it prove? I'll risk my life to know. You are not just my enemy, you are my chance. A chance I won't miss.
The quiver in the echo's voice is more noticeable now. He is afraid. He is terrified by what he is saying, yet his eagerness compels him to continue. So what, we'll rest after this. Okay. Definitely let's do a Joy of Life. Anything else I can cast first? Tell you what, let's give... Where's Areelu? Let's give Areelu invisibility. Or don't. Again, this game annoys me sometimes. Sense vitals. Get into a position to shoot. Albrig, I'm going to send you straight in. Hope you're okay with that, buddy. Death from above. Oh, Albrig, you are so good. Oh, mate, you're the best. Did we get a full... Did we get a full rest? I don't think we should have, but we've got our mutagens back. We did get a full rest. Oh. Amazing. I won't actually need to rest then. I can refuel. I still want to rest though, because I want to get the taco back. Echo of Discari, you were nothing compared to the actual Discari. You probably should have run, my friend. Doesn't look like that's the way. one more rest. Taco. Overpowered taco. Definitely. Begin resting. Just take a break for a day. Cool. Oh, at least the locusts have disappeared. Right. Final round of buffing. Let's go. Okay. Final buffs made. Let's go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're close now anyway. So we fought the Echo of Discari. Yeah, this looks like the hallway to the end. Hello, Areelu.
This is where it happened. It was here that I conducted the ritual, sewing my soul and the essence of the abyss together. Feeling the world change around me as every stitch brought Galarian closer to the abyss. And it was here that even though you have no memory of it, I did the same to your soul.
The interplay of light and shadow in this place gives Areelu an otherworldly look. She stands at the edge of the vast rift, watching the dancing reflections cast by the violet flames. When she speaks, her voice is calm and thoughtful.
A researcher must not have any personal feelings for the subjects of their experiments. And yet, I find myself unable to remain completely detached from the Worldwound. I created it. I allowed it to be. It holds a place in my heart, even if I'm slowly paying for it with my life. A researcher must be particularly resilient in the face of mistakes, incorrect hypotheses, and failed experiments. You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life, but you can rest assured that such sentiments will not stop me.
Areelu turns towards you. Scarlet blood seeps from the wound in her chest. We passed a knowledge check. I can tell you've been preparing for this play. I can tell you've been preparing this place for battle, but there's more to it. Am I right? I sense barrier spells waiting to be activated, and there's something else, something deadly.
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting, and hopefully, I've prepared well.
There's a hint of pride in Areelu's voice, but she immediately catches herself. You've done all of this just to save your child?
Yes. And no. Even if I could have brought back my daughter, I wouldn't have stopped at that. I wouldn't have been satisfied. Not after what I'd gone through. Not after the things I'd learned. I wanted to become stronger, and I wished the same for my child. I didn't want to be afraid of anything. It wasn't the dogs of Threshold or even Sarkoris itself that threatened us. It was the laws of a world governed by death, weakness, and separation. That is why I needed the power of the Nihindrian crystals. I did not merely wish to stave off the agony of the wound. I wanted to tear my daughter from the grasp of everything that makes us weak and mortal. You have seen a goddess. You have been face to face with demon lords. Were you awed by their greatness? Do you enjoy living in a world where your entire life cycle has been predetermined? Where everything, from your birth to what will happen to your soul after you die, has been decided for you? Or do you find, now that you have experienced the mythic power coursing through your blood, that you prefer to live in a world that you can change? A world that offers you a chance to be anything you want?
Let's go with option 4. I enjoy having power, but only because it allows me to make the world a better place.
I also want to make the world a better place. But not for everyone. Only for the one person I care about.
Areelu gives you a small smile. Why did you call me your failed experiment?
When I poured what was left of my daughter's soul into your soul, I was expecting it to bring her back. They say death and the judgment of Pharasma purges the soul of everything it once was in life. But this cannot be true. I have researched this subject meticulously and have collected enough evidence to prove that supernatural beings born from mortal souls can recall their past. Sometimes partially, sometimes fully.
The witch shivers, as if caught by a sudden chill. She looks away for a moment.
I watched you day and night, waiting for it to happen. For your memory to awaken, or your instincts at least. For anything familiar, something I could immediately recognize. I tested you. I asked you questions and... nothing. Nothing.
I wonder if there's specific ways you can interact with her that makes her think that it has worked. You merged the remnants of your daughter's soul with mine, so why do you want to harm me?
If a hypothesis is proven wrong, it needs to be rejected. But the research process does not stop there. That is all I can tell you right now.
You've been carrying the wound in your soul for a long time. Does that mean you will die soon?
It will kill me eventually. But I still have some time left. Years. Or decades, perhaps. But it doesn't matter. One of us will die today.
What will happen if one of us steps into the wound?
The tearing of the soul, followed by a cruel and terrible death. But it will likely be quick.
Areelu responds nonchalantly. I have no more questions.
And it's finally time to end all this.
Sure, we'll try to reason with her. I don't think it will work at all, but stop. The wound may be killing our souls, but we can find a way to solve this without bloodshed.
Asking me to stop is like asking a river not to flow, or a volcano not to erupt. Death is not the end. I have spent 100 years trying to prove it, and I will not stop now. This experiment was unsuccessful, but that just means I need to adjust the initial conditions and try again. I am still alive. I still have time. You, the current you, will have to die, but only to surrender the soul you share with my daughter. I will start over. This time I will do everything differently. I will work with even greater precision. I will turn the world upside down if I must.
Areelu's crimson eyes are fixed on you. Where's Suta? The Sutra. We haven't seen him in ages.
I promise.
For a moment, a single heartbeat, Areelu is silent. Okay, final battle time. Okay, do Joy of Life first. Get that out, get that ready. And then, actually I want you to wait. Rochelet do Sense Vitals. Wonder if we have to shoot her with a Midnight Bolt. I might try to do that anyway. Even if we don't need to, it's not like there's more to do after this. Okay. Oh, we already have haste, don't we? I didn't need to wait. In that case, we'll just give yourself displacement. Ulbrig, I'm throwing you right in. Ember. Move over here. Try a Hellfire Ray. They all missed. Don't know what Death Curse does, but it doesn't look nice. Okay, Dayron. The Burst of Glory was probably a waste, actually, given how close we all are. Do Shield of Law. Fenris, just run at her. Ivu. Attack her. Okay, Nest. You're up. This is going to be a one-on-one fight with you. Do a Force Punch attack. We're doing quite a lot of damage. Okay, Areelu, use the Midnight Bolt on her. Oh, I should have quarried her, shouldn't I?
Cover me, all right?
Ulbrig, do another Death from Above. Seems her defense has gone up. Okay, Ember, I want you to cast Fortune on Nest. Georgie! Coming up and knocking my microphone. Hello, sweetheart. Nice to see you too. Might as well use the Quicken as well. Do a Quicken Hellfire Ray on Areelu Vorlesh. That they all miss. She's not doing too much damage to us. Well, she's not doing any damage really to us at the moment. Okay, Dayron. Just try hitting her. You too, Fenris. Oh, she's healed. Yeah, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Okay, Dimension Strike, definitely. And then do more Force Punch. Oh, didn't really want it to get yeeted then, but oh well. Okay, Areelu, quarry her. Didn't make much difference. Would you just keep attacking? Can we do Death from Above? Oh, we can. She's not too close. Perfect. Why is she full healing? Okay, can't worry about that at the moment. Did Nest lose Fortune? Give Nest Fortune again and Cackle. Oh, it's reflecting, that's why. Of course it is. Idiot. Okay, Grandmaster Rod. Okay, now she's actually doing damage. Heal. I'm going to take any chances. And then see if Overwhelming Presence works. Yeah, it looks like it could work. Maybe we'll try it with Ember. It's more likely to pass if Ember does it. Okay, Nest. I'll definitely turn on Perfect Strike as well. Do another Force Punch attack on her. Areelu, turn off Rapid Shot. Why does she keep healing? Unbreakable Defense.
I will resist.
What does that do? Oh, she's vulnerable to fire. That's good to know. Okay,
Stab
Woojif.
or zap you. Why not both?
All V2. Why did you get knocked over? Yeah, Ember. Hellfire Ray. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. I'm not a fan of that. Heal. Do I resurrect Ulbrig? Maybe not yet. I don't want to run the risk of him actually dying. Okay, our health is actually going down now. Are we near the end? Do another Dimension Strike and a Force Punch attack. Oh, I think we did it. Unless that's just round one.
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
Areelu looks as though she is about to collapse, but she does her best to remain upright. Oh, perception check passed. I can see you, Sutra. Show yourself.
I've been waiting for you to get distracted, so I can stab you in the back.
The Sutra appears from hiding and looks at you balefully. I've uncovered your plan. The spells in this chamber, they are designed to kill you if something goes wrong. You've been preparing for this outcome from the start, am I right?
How very perceptive. But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance.
Areelu is wringing her hands in agitation. Areelu, this is madness, an act of evil, and it is absolutely pointless. You won't accomplish anything. Is this really how you wish to go? Don't do this.
You're right. I won't gain anything from this. So what now?
Areelu's eyes blaze for a moment, but then she relents.
You are stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here and now.
Areelu's eyes are full of anger and disbelief. The wound above her heart is bleeding and her shoulders are trembling, but she raises her chin defiantly. Should we sacrifice? I'm walking away and leaving everything as it is. We're not going to do that. I guess if we don't sacrifice her, then we sacrifice ourselves. Now we'll commit. I know I haven't done anything enough for the secret ending. I think it would have been saying as such now. It's over. Now you will die, giving your life to help heal the world wound that you created. Do you have any last words?
Here are my last words. I regret nothing.
The Song of Elysium wakes within your soul. Its candescence piercing and solemn. You see the world wound before you, that terrible abscess on the face of the world that has been tormented by it for too long. It is within your power to put an end to it. But there's more. Your island, your small miracle filled with life-giving force, is the key to restoring the corrupted lands. Will you give it away to see green gardens in a place of poisoned wastes? This choice is yours to make. Yeah, we don't need a floating island forever, do we? I think it'd be better to restoring the whole land feels like the right thing for an Azata to do. Yeah, chaotic. Azata Mythic Path. Destroy Areelu and sacrifice the island to close and heal the wound. It's time to end the life of one and give way to the lives of many. Somewhere beyond the walls of this cursed prison, you feel a strong gust of wind. A fresh spring breeze, a wave of power follows in its wake. It nourishes and revitalizes everything in its path, like the rain that revives the roots of a forest after a severe drought. The arrival of this wave dissolves the silhouette of Areelu Vorlesh, the witch and the creator of the Worldwound, and just as swiftly, the tongues of violet flame, the outline of the giant rift, and the edges of the wound in your chest all fade away. The time for healing has come. Well, it's been a long journey. We're actually doing it. Ooh.
My instinct.
Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers to mysteries, the search for one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these, and then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it is time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. The impossible rift, the bleeding wound that had tormented all of Golarion for 100 years, was finally healed. The life and soul of the one who once inflicted this wound upon the world became the salve. With the death of the witch Areelu Vorlesh, the world wound she had created vanished as well. After the victory, the commander took Elysium up on its invitation and paid a short visit to that wondrous plain. Few are privy to all the details of that journey, but the tales speak of all manner of marvels, such as the incredible dances of the Azatas, flights across the skies with a flock of havoc dragons, and feasts in the company of even more fascinating beings. After the Battle of Threshold, the commander did not stay long in the lands where the Fifth Crusade had been waged. A new destiny and a new journey awaited her. The wind of Elysium became a harbinger of renewal for the lands of the former wound. The corruption-torn wastes became lush once more, and where lava lakes once steamed and where there grew groves of towering trees, some of the vegetation seemed to have come straight from a dream. This rejuvenated land became a beautiful garden, an inspiration for dreamers. Oh yeah, your decisions allowed both you and the Free Crusaders to follow the path of goodness and freedom. Lovers and poets would go there to watch the moon rise through the sparkling waterfalls or to catch the reflections of the stars in the streams. The Free Crusaders did not stay together for long. Their main goal had been achieved, but there were still plenty of places left in the world where injustice was rampant, where courage and imagination were needed. Skarenthol and his tree ants had their branches full. They had to take care of the new, rapidly growing forests. Skarenthol, during his time as a Free Crusader, came to understand and even love city customs in his own way. He often dropped by Dresden and even officially adopted all the teenagers from the commander's court. Ah, that's cute. I like that. and he cared for them just as selflessly as if they were his own trees. The fate of the Mimic Crusaders was most astonishing of all. They formed their own knightly order, then changed their mind and decided to become pirates, then settled on being pirate knight acrobats. They sailed the seas on a massive ship, quite possibly another Mimic, singing shanties, juggling cutlasses, saving beautiful damsels, and, on rare occasions, boarding someone they didn't like. Ivu would visit her large family in Elysium, but nothing could make her part with her best friend for long. "I go where you go," was her motto. Much later, all grown up, Ivu went off on her own adventures. She travelled the plains, bravely helping good souls in distress, and, of course, seeking out places where they baked the best cookies. As the leader of the Crusaders, the commander won their loyalty and obedience. You achieved impressive progress in the Crusade areas of leadership, logistics, and military. Even in the Crusade's darkest hours, the commander found ways to restore the army's supply lines. Her military acumen was beyond question. Under her leadership, the divided, poorly trained Crusader forces were reforged into an invincible army. Due to the success of the commander's diplomatic strategy, you achieved success in diplomacy. By the end of the war, Mendev's true political centre was Dresden, not Nerosian. After gaining the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. The Andorran forces departed occupied Mendev as promised, but they left seeds of unrest in their wake. Andorran was gone, but its voice could still be heard throughout Mendev. The significance and accomplishments of the Crusade were so great, you achieved considerable success in all areas of the military campaign. Nice. But even a century after the end of the war, Dresden retained its prominence on the map of Avestan. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. Queen Galfi returned to Nerosian with the intent to rule Mendev as before, but as it turned out, Mendevian society was hungry for change. The war-ravaged nation desired new leadership, but the Queen would not countenance yielding her authority to anyone else. She believed her duty to her homeland had not yet been fulfilled. Quite a few Mendevians wanted to see Daeron Arande inherit the throne. Oh, I would have loved it if that was an option. I guess if Queen Galfrey died, maybe he would do that. Upon his return to Canabris, Raymond did all he could to heal the wounds left by the war. The city saw an influx of pilgrims who wanted to be close to the glory of the Crusaders. Alas, those pilgrims were followed by spies, criminals, and cultists. The Eagle Watch was barely able to keep up with the cloak and dagger war that broke out in the city's underground. The wardstones from the chain that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled. Good. One by one, the angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for new battles against evil. The victory over the Worldwound changed many things, not just on Golarion, but in the Midnight Isles as well. Nocticula spent many days pondering the words of a certain young and fearless prophet. You and Ember managed to influence Nocticula. Oh. Before long, the Lady in Shadow openly renounced her realm and named herself the Redeemer Queen. I can't believe that actually paid off. This revolt against her own demonic nature transformed Nocticula, severed her ties to the Abyss, and brought her to Elysium. There, upon creating a realm named Midnight's Palette, the Redeemer Queen attained divine power and became the patroness of exiles. The now vacant throne was instantly seized by Chimera, the Ardent Dream. However, her power could not compare to the might of the Lady in Shadow. The Midnight Isles, which had become a tempting prize for many demons, were plunged into chaos. The commander celebrated her victory over Ereshkigal. Little did she know that some demon lords go as far as forfeiting their own life to achieve their ends. The mask of the inscrutable Ereshkigal remained in the possession of the commander of the Fifth Crusade until the very end. She refused to, or could not find the strength to discard that sinister item, and shortly after the Battle of Threshold, she began disappearing for days at a time, then suddenly returning, unable to recall what had happened to her. Oh. I wish we'd got rid of that now. The Demon Lord Baphomet suffered a defeat. The Worldwound was closed and the convenient passage to Golarion was sealed along with it. Baphomet shifted his attention to the realms of the other demon lords. A cell for the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth was soon discovered in the Lushanira. With the ineluctable prison destroyed, the power of the Lord of the Labyrinth began to wane. Many demon lords turned their attention to the weakened Baphomet, who was forced to defend his title as demon lord in battles for which he was not prepared. The demon lord Discari suffered a defeat. He bided his time, continuing to plot his invasion of Golarion, and after that of heaven itself. The cultists that remained on Golarion went mad one after another, tortured by the nightmarish dreams their lord sent to them. The commander's escapades in the Lushanira left a lasting impression on its denizens. Under Zeklex's management, the battle bliss gradually fell into decline. Audiences had grown bored of ordinary gladiator fights, and the Nahindrian League closed due to a lack of members. Realising that his talents as an arena steward would never be appreciated in the Abyss, Zeklex sold the Battle Bliss and used the proceeds to relocate to Hell, where he finally found himself at home. The flesh markets had been ravaged, but it proved impossible to completely destroy them. After the commander left the Lushanira, new slavers took over the stalls, and new shipments of slaves were chained to the platforms. Gristoff, the envoy of the Pathfinder Society, took advantage of the situation and rose to the top of the slave trade. He sold demons to other demons and used the proceeds to buy the freedom of mortal slaves. He soon founded the first Pathfinder Lodge in the Abyss. Despite numerous attempts to cut down, uproot, or burn the tree growing on the site of the ravaged flesh markets, nothing worked. I hope that scroll hasn't been there for all the other ones. It continued to grow at the heart of Lushanira, its roots going deep into the island. Some demons worried that one day the roots would grow through Ishiar to the Maelstrom and sunder the plane of the Abyss. The unrelenting killer and vigilante known as Red Mask continued her purge of Lushanira and assembled a full squad of ASMR assassins. Demons enjoyed listening to stories of their bloody exploits, that is, until the assassins came to collect their heads. The place where the commander's camp had once stood became a symbol of freedom for runaway slaves in the Abyss. They flocked to the Nexus by the hundreds and erected a real fortress, which held out against several assaults by the slavers. Life returned to Pelura's Falls. The rushing river, awakened by the commander's power, washed over the wasteland and swept away the burial grounds surrounding the temple. When the water had ebbed, pilgrims began to arrive at the temple, wishing both to worship Pelura and honour the memory of the fallen defenders who had held the line in obscurity for over a century. The lake by the temple gate always held the reflection of a starry sky, even in daylight, and at night, if anyone were to stand on the shore, they would hear an enchanting melody and distant bewitching singing. Geshmira was true to her word. The Wintersun clan left the land of their ancestors. Once they had left the borders of the former Sarkoris, the clan split into several branches. One went to the wildlands of Numenera, others went off for free Variscia. A small group led by Geshmira chose to travel to Andoran, where they were lost among the many refugees fleeing other lands and other wars. The Wintersun clan ceased to be. The Tirabades were adamant about retiring from military service, leaving it all behind and escaping together, but urgent Eagle Watch business forced them to stay for a week, then for a month, then for many years. Even as Anevia cursed their lot, however, her eyes would shine with pride, for she was always the first to admit that Irabeth was not the kind of person who would just up and retire. You helped Irabeth to control her inner turmoil and take heart again. Several hundred years after the conclusion of the Fifth Crusade, somewhere on another plane, far from both the Abyss and Golarion, two runaway Lilitus met. Minago and Shivaro. They met, never to part again. I'm happy for you, Minago. Just be chill from now on. The hand of the inheritor, who had gone into voluntary exile, you succeeded in healing the hand, spent much time among mortals, trying to gain a better understanding of their fickle nature. Somewhere on the roads of Golarion, the angel's trail went cold. Rumour has it that he intentionally went into hiding to avoid both old friends and surviving enemies, and that he now lives somewhere in the guise of a callow mortal youth eager to absorb other people's wisdom. The Dretch known as Sutra never made peace with the loss of his mistress. He retreated to our old laboratory, where he wandered the empty halls, activating the magical projectors again and again, for in their pale light there still lived an image of the one who had become so important to the solitary demon. The abyssal boy named... They're really covering up all the bases, aren't they? The abyssal boy named Zorgs had intended to leave the material plane, but a conversation with the commander after the victory over the Worldwound caused him to change his mind. The details of this conversation are unknown, but a week later Zorgs knocked on the door of the Pathfinder Society's Grand Lodge and was accepted into the Society as a ward. It was the beginning of a long, adventurous saga. The commander's decision to destroy the Numenarian device that she had captured in the Blackwater clan encampment had dire consequences. Free of the mechanism that inhabited and controlled it, the mysterious core of the device soon awakened and vanished in a flash of magical energy. Within weeks, Numenarian hunters began to tell tales of a strange construct they had encountered in the mountains. It was the skeleton of a machine of some sort, alien and incomprehensible. They had been built by people with hollow eyes. I thought destroying the Borg machine was a good idea. Maybe I should have left it alive. For many years, Venture Captain Hillhor continued to wander Golarion in a hopeless attempt to hunt down his nemesis, the Spinner of Nightmares. His hunt ended on an old road in the River Kingdoms, where Hillhor saw a group of monsters attacking an innocent family. He managed to save only one of them, a young girl who had been orphaned on that terrible night. Hillhor took her in and was forced to temporarily halt his search for the Spinner. This pause lasted for a month, then a year. Abandoning his hopes of reuniting with Lowry, Hillhor found a new purpose in caring for another person. Over time, he was able to once again find joy and hope in life. Having rediscovered his own story, the storyteller rejected the goddess's proposal. That's the Pharasma thing. He was celebrated as a great historian and rightfully held the position of Dean of the History Faculty at the Archimerium, the most renowned academy in Absalom. Another 40 years passed before his age caught up with him, and it was his turn to appear before the Lady of Graves. Once again, Seela heard the... I bet back on the page where it was talking about Skorenthal, I bet I could have scrolled there. Because it's weird that it just talked about Skorenthal and the Mimics and not any of the other Free Crusaders that we found. That's annoying. Even after... Seela heard the call of the open road. Even after gaining mythic powers and coming face to face with a goddess and demon lords, she never stopped being a paladin and a wandering knight whose purpose was to help others. You helped Seela to overcome her problems and help all her friends. This strengthened Seela's faith in herself and other people. Staying true to friends was in Seela's blood, and it is said that even while journeying through the farthest reaches of Golarion, she tried her best to keep in touch with the commander. Their rare meetings were always filled with joy. Ember joined the Redeemed Brotherhood. She never recognised herself as their leader or gave any orders, but her very presence inspired the former miscreants to perform great deeds. Your joint adventures convinced Ember to keep believing in the inherent goodness of people and not only people, because she believes in demons as well. Over time, the Brotherhood grew into a major religious movement. Its preachers took a vow of poverty and walked the roads of Golarion, helping the needy, convincing villains to change their ways, and entreating both good and evil deities alike to be more merciful to mortal kind. Soon after the war, the tireless researcher of all things researchable embarked on a new journey. She had a sudden urge to know how much time it would take to visit every nation on Golarion. She returned after a year and a half with a pile of notes, which she promptly handed over to her assistant. That's us. After all, someone had to help her compile the entries for the first volume of the Encyclopedia Galarica. It only made sense for her assistant to help, and given that one of the entries was dedicated to her, you helped Nenio and managed to become her friend, and you even persuaded her to remember that fact. The commander of the Fifth Crusade, who had made Golarion history. After defeating the demons that had laid waste to his country, Ulbrich concentrated his efforts on Gundren, its only remnant. He helped Yasenna and Sigvorn to rebuild the town, and raised the young goddess Serena from a cub to a wise and powerful wolf. The city grew quickly, honouring ancient traditions but eager to spread beyond its walls, and soon became the centre of a robust movement seeking to heal the tainted lands of the Worldwound and rebuild Sarkoris. I mean, we did the healing part ourselves, didn't we? Daeron Arande embraced his new life, one that was free of the other. He became more mature, his smile grew colder, and his choices of and his choice of diversions more elaborate, and he acquired an imperious streak. Inquisitor Leota's blood seemed to have let darkness into Daeron's soul, or had it always dwelt there? Yeah, Daeron turned to evil to save his life. Whatever the cause, in that darkness he was free and happy as never before. Georgie, I'll feed you in a minute. Move away from the screen, I can't read. They say that some of Daeron's disappearances stemmed not from another affair, but from his adventures with the Commander. In your speech before your followers, you announce your decision. You will leave your position after victory and go travelling. Did I say that? To his own surprise, Woljif Jetto became a war hero. Esteemed and fame were shortly followed by great wealth. The Thiefling did not let his newfound fortune turn his head, but chose to invest the money in several profitable ventures and one charity for street urchins. Within a few years, his signature style came to include a top hat, a cane, and a bit of a belly. Oh, I love that for you, Woljif. Oh, that's a funny ending for you. There was a lot of talk in the tavern. I wish there was maybe a bit more charity and but being a philanthropist is quite funny for you. There was a lot of talk in the taverns of Absalon about the time, soon after the end of the war, when Woljif appeared in the city in the company of Count Daeron Arande. Oh, I like travelling with both of those two. They have a real bromance going on, so I'm glad that that's kind of acknowledged as well. It remains unclear whether Daeron treated the Thiefling as a wayward younger brother or a court gesture, but he took pleasure in showing him the world. He's a younger brother, definitely. The third person in the group was rumoured to be the Commander herself. Oh wow, this is a long one. After the victory... one second. Georgie would not leave me be. After the victory, Social returned home together with his brother. Now a famed Crusader hero, he humbly officiated at a temple of Shaylin, painted, grew sweet-smelling fruits, and made the best wine in the region. His kindly smile faded only when people asked him to recount his experiences in the war. He would not deny them, but he would speak without embellishment, so that not a single listener would feel tempted to pick up a sword and leave in search of a hero's glory. After spending so much time in the Commander's company and in the presence of her mythic powers, Social's paintings always turned out vivid, unreal, almost alive. One day, while sorting through his old sketches of the Worldwound, he was surprised to find details he did not recall. Trees grew where there had only been wasteland, and dried up riverbeds were now filled with water. Intrigued, Social journeyed to the places he had sketched and discovered his works perfectly reflected the regeneration of the land. During the war, Social met with an engineer by the name of Aaron Kerr. I can't remember him. That meeting turned into a friendship, which turned into love, and then it was time for the wedding. Later, the cleric would say that only the memory of his beloved had allowed him to cope with the terrors of the abyss and keep his sanity. Did we meet Aaron Kerr? It's sort of familiar, but I can't remember at all. The Commander was among those invited to the wedding. Oh, that's nice. Having received an invitation to the wedding, Sela was torn about whether or not she should attend. She felt her appearance at her friend's wedding would be a bad omen. In the end, she overcame her fears, and it was well worth it. Her stories and army songs were the highlight of the festivities. When he returned home, Trevor restored the shield of Shaylin to its place in the church and swore never to pick up a weapon again. He tried to rediscover his woodcarving skills, but his wounded hands betrayed him, no longer willing to create beauty. The tormented fighter lived a quiet, peaceful life, helping his brother with his vineyard, all the while trying in vain to forget the horrors of the abyss. The Fifth Crusade had concluded, but the former Paralictor Regil Durenge was plagued by doubts. Regil concluded you were fairly competent as a commander, and yet you failed to dispel all of his doubts. Had his every step been truly faultless? He returned to Cheliax and spent much time pensively wandering the cemetery where the members of his order were usually buried, and it was there that his bleach-stricken body was eventually discovered. Ah, Regil. After the war, Greyball went off on his personal conquest. He travelled to Elushanera and killed 4 candidates for the position of the head of the Assassin's Guild, whereupon he rightfully took the position himself and became a preeminent figure in the Midnight Isles. Under his leadership the guild prospered, and the denizens of many planes would shudder whenever they heard the innocent phrase, "sweet dreams." Areelu had changed her nature, completely ridding herself of evil, but she would not dare... Why would she not... Surely, I thought we were going to live together. Wasn't that the whole point? But she would not dare to live among mortals. She took up residence in a small house away from their settlements. Shortly afterward, rumours began to spread. Some said there was a kind sorceress living in the cottage, or perhaps a reclusive saint, and people would come to her asking for help. She never refused anyone, and in time she earned their trust and friendship. Another of the commander's companions, Seela the Paladin, visited her sister-in-arms on a number of occasions to share tales of her latest adventures. Their meetings were always joyful and their conversations long and heartfelt. One day Areelu had an unexpected guest, Ivu, the Havoc Dragon. By the end of the visit, all the pretzels had disappeared from the house, and all the apples were gone from the nearby trees. When the former demon was not busy helping the mortals, she spent time with the commander, who often visited her at her house. They had nothing to hide or be ashamed of, and yet, in her shyness, Areelu tried to conceal their relationship from prying eyes. "This is our Elysium," she would say, "yours and mine, and no one needs to know about us." You and Areelu were united by true love. Lovely. Is this Pharasma?
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the Worldwound. I was defeated and fell at the hand of the one I had tried to transform. My experiment ended in failure, and my life ended along with it. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity.
Okay, so this is the context for all of the... Because Areelu Vorlesh was sort of the narrator throughout the story. There were times where... And any time that it had the text pop up, I think it was implied that that was Areelu's, even her writing. Because there was a point where we found a bunch of those texts in her lab. So is the context that she's been telling the story to Pharasma, then? That's cool.
Now you know everything. I await your verdict, goddess.
Silence hangs over the boneyard. The Lady of Graves is weighing her decision, and it seems the entire universe is holding its breath, awaiting her pronouncement. Who would dare to break a silence so absolute? I would intervene. Though you are no longer here, your mythic powers entitle you to a say in this ritual. Oh, our diplomacy is terrible. So is our law religion. So I don't think we're going to have any influence over this. Oh no. Why couldn't we use Darren's diplomacy? I appeal to your mercy. The planes have suffered enough. Do not add to the evil already wrought with yet another evil. I appeal to your mercy. Of all the gods, Iomedae was the only one to fight against the Worldwound. Even you, Pharasma, stood by and did nothing. Doesn't that suggest that the Worldwound was not so great a threat to the universe, and Areelu's crimes were not as heinous as claimed? So we can either ask her to be merciful or ask her to be judgmental. Or we have a better shot with law religion. Although it's impossible either way, we have to roll a 20 for it to work. Let's just try the diplomacy. Oh! Are you kidding? I don't know why that... It says plus 48 skill value. Your words ring out in the silence. They are heard, considered, and given their due weight.
The laws of the universe have existed for millennia. They are incontrovertible, but even they allow the decider of fate some degree of influence over the verdict. You wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe. And yet, The one whom you harmed most of all now appeals to me on your behalf. I shall send you to the Maelstrom, the plane on the edge of the world. A place to which the gods' gazes do not stray. There you will find yourself. Or you will perish in the whirlwind of chaos that is your soul. So be it.
I wonder if the storyteller would be here with her if we told him to work with her.
Now you, the mortal who has risen so high as to stand boldly in the presence of the goddess of fate. You have done the impossible, and you will be remembered as long as this universe exists. Go, live out the rest of your life. I look forward to tales of your future deeds.
Thank you, Pharasma. The end. Woo. I like that it has quite a big end card. It feels very satisfying for such a long journey. Yeah, I bet I did miss a bit of information about what our Free Crusaders did. I'm sure there would have been a scroll on that that panel. But yeah, there you go. That's the first time I've ever actually got to the end of this game. I know there is a secret ending that is quite different. But I'm satisfied with that. I think that was a good journey. Obviously, I mean, there's been things I've complained about I think my biggest complaint about the game would be the performance issues especially in the 4th and 5th act, where after you do like 2 fights, it just starts to lag like crazy. But in terms of the story and the actual kind of dynamics of things, I wish Lan had survived to the end. I was a bit kind of put out by how he died, but then again, not having everyone make it to the end kind of makes the story feel more grounded, really. I know some RPGs you almost have to try if you want to kill your companions, but I like that this one is more open to... Like, Camellia didn't make it to the end either, but that felt more appropriate, as it turned out she was a murderer. On an evil playthrough, it'd be fun to see Camellia through to the end as well. But yeah, no, I like that. And I mean, if you've been following this series, thanks a bunch. This is my first sort of uploading to YouTube series thing, so I'm sure it was pretty sloppy, but yeah, I enjoyed doing it. So for the future, like I said, it will most likely be Persona 3 next. I'll probably take a bit of a break, or maybe even record a bit ahead, so there might be maybe a week or so before I start playing that. But if you've been watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you want to leave a like or a comment, I also appreciate that. Yeah. For the last time in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, thanks again, folks. See ya.